Okay, good morning guys. Built a little sled for the table saw here. I used an old sliding one that I used, and I cut the aluminium part in half, put a small piece on here, a couple of tracks, and I can use it for multi-purpose. I can use it for cutting 45s, I can use it for cutting normal straights, and I can also do any kind of angle I want on it, really speaking. Just a question of measuring it out and using the hold downs. Now the reason it's so small here is if I want to do a 45 and I've got a longer piece, I can get it on there like that. If I had put it right to the end, I couldn't really do it, so I cut it short, and that's that. I also didn't want a big long one, so I've got the small one here, as you can see, usual kind of setup. But I've also added that. You don't necessarily need it, but like if you want to use it, you can. It's just that if you cut there, it's just going to drop off, which makes no difference to me. Sometimes I use it, sometimes I don't. But if you don't like that kind of thing, then you can build this section here, slides in there, and that way nothing is going to fall off. Okay, this is how we built it. This is just an old piece of kit that I've had knocking around the garage, guys, just cutting it in half. Now here I'm measuring the width of the runner so that I can make some new runners. As you can see here, we're making the new runners. Now my camera runs out of battery here, guys, sorry about that. It's already glued on the next shot, but I'm sure you've seen enough videos to know how to glue a runner onto the bottom of a piece of plywood. Okay, what I'm doing here, guys, is I put a piece of track on there so as a guide for the router bit, and I've got that square by using the square, clamped it down on this end. Now I didn't have one long enough to go on that side, so what I've done is I've got that square, clamped it down, I put that on there, made sure it was square, put that across there, and that's holding the two of them in place. Now I don't have to go to each end with the router, so I'm not worried about that. I'm also going to use the small hand router as it will be easier to control and stuff. I've got my bits set just so that the guide sits on there. Okay guys, I'm leaving this next part in to show you what not to do. This is where I get a bit of a kickback off the router. Now I'm getting this kickback because I take one hand off the router to remove the cable. If you see here, I'll move the cable out the way, and that's when I get the kickback. And the reason I got that kickback is because I lifted the front of the router up a little bit, which caught the side of one of the runners, and that's why I got the kickback. So just be careful when you're using these tools, they can be very dangerous. Here I managed to finish off that bit, but it's not pretty when it's finished, so I do modify it later on, which you'll see in the video. Now I don't know why I chose to use the router, because on the next one that I make, I actually use the table saw itself, and I think it's a much easier way of doing it, to be truthful. This is how we done it on the table saw. As you can see, I'm marking up where I want it, where I want it positioned, turn it over, mark it up to the first line, make sure the depth is right, and we're just going to cut it and move it along very slightly with every cut. First cut, and what I do then is I'll go from one line to the other line, do them two cuts first, and then I'll cut in between them two lines all the way through.
Now each time I move here, guys, I'm just moving the fence, the width of the blade, and carry on cutting till I reach the other line. Now for me personally, I found that a lot easier than doing it with the router. Now I never had it quite deep enough, so I've just raised the blade a little fraction, and I'm just going through the same procedure again. And then once we've done that, we'll clean the base out with a chisel, and we should be good to go from there. There's still one or two places that's just a little bit high, so we're just cleaning the rough edges off with the chisel, so that we've got a nice flush finish. Now if you look carefully, guys, the track I'm working on now is actually wider than the track that we're putting in, and that's because when we messed up with the router before, we basically cut that on the table saw again and made it wider so that we could put in a piece of wood, which you can see me doing there. I cut a piece of wood down to size, slotted in the gap next to the track, made sure it fit properly, and a little bit of hardboard on the top to match, and you will see me gluing that down in a second or two. I've already glued the piece of wood in there to fill that gap. Now we're just putting the surface on there, which is a bit of hardboard to make it match the rest of the deck and to make it flush. So a little touch of glue all the way along, and I'm going to wipe off the excess glue, because what I want to do there now is put a piece of wood across there and clamp it at both ends so that it holds it down nice and firmly. Now I'm no master carpenter, guys, I'm just a DIY fella in the garage, so I tend to cock up every now and again. I try and leave the videos in so that you can see how I'm making a mistake so that you don't do it. As I say, here I'm just making sure I've got it clamped down in the middle and across two ends. Take the clamps off, give it a little bit of a quick sand to make sure it's flush, and just take the rough edge off, and then it's perfect. Now the screws I'm putting in here, guys, are just a little bit on the long side, so basically you have to flip it over and grind them off. I didn't have any shorter ones. Give it a quick sand down, get it nice and smooth, and what we're going to do then is we're going to put some wax over the top of it so that it slides nice and easily when it's on the table saw deck. But make sure you give it a nice little sand down first. I'm only using 80 grit, something like that. give it a good coating of wax, because not only does it make it slide easier, but it also adds a bit of protection to the wood as well. Now while I'm doing this, guys, if there's anything you'd like to see me make an attempt at making or anything like that, or you want a few tips, just leave a comment down below and tell me what it is, and I'll see if I can go about doing it. Put it back in, runs perfect. Now if you notice there's a big overhang on the right hand side there, and what we're going to do with that now is we're going to cut that down, and we're going to use that piece for the other side of the blade. You'll see what I'm talking about in just a second. In fact, you might have even seen it right at the start of the video. Now this is just another runner for that piece I've just cut. It's a little bit too wide, so I'm just giving a sand down with the sander just to get it to the right width. Obviously it's a little bit high that side, so I'm taking it all off there, and then we'll glue it onto that piece we've cut so that it fits into the channel. Now we've got the width right, so we're just cutting it down in height now. The width is perfect, and now that we've trimmed that off, the height's perfect as well. Now this piece I'm cutting now, guys, is just to attach to the very end of it so that it sits over the lip of the table saw, so that it doesn't go sliding forward. It just stays where it is. Any of these tools you see me using will be in a link in the description below. They will be Amazon links, and yes, they are affiliate links. I'm trying to earn some money to buy this wood somehow or other. So there we go, a little bit of CA glue to glue them on. Now this is the fence that we're drilling out, just so we can screw it down. Now when we glued the runners onto the base of the sled before, we made sure that the sled was square to the blade. Now what we're doing now is we're making sure the fence is square to the blade and square to the bottom of the fence if possible as well. And the good thing about this fence, with it not being wood, it's aluminum, it's not going to warp over time, and hopefully it should stay square all the time. Now what I'm doing here is these pieces of wood I did have hanging about the garage, and I'm just making the clamps that you seen on at the very start of the video. I'm just making these up now. Yes, they've got the little groove routed all the way through them. That's because I was using them for something else, but it's easy enough to do. Now this is where I figured out that if I do a 45, which I'm setting it up for now, the fence is too long if I need a long piece of wood sticking on there, so I'm just going to mark it up and I'm going to cut that fence down again and then re-put it on, reattach it to the sled. Just testing it for squareness, guys, but the camera shot is slightly off here, and I'm sorry about that, and yes, it is square. But now we're going to set it up for a 45 and see how that cuts. Hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Please leave a like, maybe a comment, and maybe even subscribe. And as I say, any tools you've seen in this video will be in links below in the description. Thanks for watching.